Welcome back to the channel, guys. As some of you know, my name's Dominic James Murray. I'm CEO and founder here at Cameron James. So one of the questions we get asked a lot by our clients is, when can I retire? So obviously, this is a pretty nice question to be able to ask oneself. Generally speaking, it's going to come down to what pension assets or what other assets you have to rely on during your retirement. Now, for some clients, they want to retire as early as possible, possibly spend time with their family, children, or pursuing other activities. Other people want to continue working during their retirement, possibly taking on contractual work until 60, 65, and possibly even 70. We've even seen 75. But really, it comes down to doing a very simple calculation. Well, I say simple, it's not actually that simple. You kind of need to work out, okay, what do you want in retirement? How much money do you need to survive? But not only to survive, what do you actually want in retirement? How much money do you need to pursue the activities you want, take the holidays, provide for your family, etc. Now, that sounds relatively simple. You have on one side how much you need, you look at all your assets and you divide them out by the rest of your lifetime. But then what life expectancy do you use? Well, you have to base this upon where you're based in the world, what type of medical care you have, and then the other important factor in this is inflation. As we all know, £1,000 today is not worth £1,000 in 10 years' time. Well, not based on the past 60, 70 years worth of inflation. So you need to backwards those figures to actually work out, okay, how much money do I need in today's value of terms to have that level of retirement later in life? And this is really where a financial advisor comes into play because they've analyzed hundreds of situations of clients before. So if you're not quite sure, I mean, you may have a spreadsheet. You may know exactly how much money you need in your retirement. You may even have done some future value and previous value calculations, but a financial advisor is going to be able to give you an understanding of, okay, does that sound reasonable? Where does that fall within the remit of most clients that we deal with? Say you're living in New York or you're living in London or you're living in the countryside in France. We have a general understanding of the type of costs that people might have over their retirement. So when can I retire? Really, it comes down to working out your calculations, but also the more you want to spend in retirement, probably the longer you're going to need to work. If you're going to have more of a frugal retirement or a very simplistic retirement, you can possibly retire a little bit earlier. But I would always advise, get in touch with a regulated, qualified, well-reviewed and transparent financial advisory firm to have an advisor sit down and review your situation with you. The very worst that happens is they agree with your situation and your calculations, or they might highlight to you, actually, I think you maybe need to work a little bit longer, or the surprise, sometimes you could retire now. You don't need to continue working. Say you want an income of £30,000 a year in retirement, it may well be your current assets and income would be able to provide for that. The other part of the equation is, what about growth on assets? Okay, so we can look at the future value of money and the past value of money, but then you have to factor in, well, what are the assets going to grow by over the course of the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? Obviously, $1 million question. A lot of people will use, say, 5 or 6% growth as a good indicator of what their pensions could be worth. At Cameron James, we prefer to work on a closer towards the S&P 500 in the United States, which over the course of the past 30 years has averaged about 10% return. Now, this can be argued that this is a little bit more aggressive for most people because that's 100% equity weighting, but it does give you a bit of a barometer of the type of returns that can be achieved. So really, as always, book in, speak with a financial advisor. You can contact us below in the description. You can book into our Calendly, contact on WhatsApp, or head over to the website and get yourself booked in. If you have any more questions on this or you wanted to ask anything else, just let us know in the comments section and we look forward to speaking with you there. Thank you very much.